Just a couple of announcements of what's going on. I think I mentioned last week that we're having a multi-city job fair on May 10th at 10 o'clock. Starts 9:45. And we're inviting students from 16 to 24, young people, to come, and there will be employers there. We're doing this with Mangonia Park and Riviera Beach. I also have a walking town hall on May 3rd at 10 o'clock, and we're going to start at the Calvary Community Church on North Australia. We'll be walking around Roosevelt Estate South, and we'll be there for a couple hours just touring the area and talking to people about their neighborhood. And we have a legislative town hall meeting that we're setting up. This is going to be at Gaines Park at the McDonald Wilson Center, May 7th at 5:30. We've invited and are expected to attend Senator Jeff Clemens, Representative Dave Kerner, Bobby Powell, Bill Hager, and Lori Berman. And we're going to tell us about what's going on, what has happened in Tallahassee the last, how many days do they go? 90 days? So that'll be good, and we, invite everybody to come. What questions do you have? Mr. Kleinberg?
Do you want me to give you a free softball for Sunfest, whatever you want to say about the, reminding people of the rules, or how you think it's going to do, that sort of thing?
Yeah, again, Sunfest starts today. We're reminding you to bring the appropriate bags. You can't bring in anything bigger than 12 by 12 by 4. And if you bring in a clear bag, you'll be able to get through more quickly. If you bring in no bag, that's probably the best. Leave your bags at home and be safe. We will have lots of security all over. And I have to say, kudos to the Sunfest folks. This has been the best setup we've seen in years. They put everything together quickly, and it's been really great and been very, very, very cooperative. We have this medical tent that's going to be set up on the Helen Wilkes Center site. It's called SMART. It's a special emergency response team. And as I mentioned last time, this is a group of people from all over the state. There'll be 30 doctors and nurses there, and they'll be able to triage. Last year, we were taking people to the hospitals, to the emergency rooms, and we had so many trips going, we actually had to bring in rescue trucks from Boca to help us bring people to emergency rooms. Either it was heat stroke, or they had too much to drink, or, did something, were unwell in some way. Now, we'll be able to triage them on the site, and if we have somebody who has had too much to drink, we can keep them there till they're able, and if it's a young person, till their mother and father come and pick them up, and we won't have to transport them to the hospital. So I think this is going to really work really well, and it's a training opportunity for the people who are there. It's sort of like a MASH unit.
When you say best setup, what do you just they did it more rapidly or more efficiently this time?
Oh, yeah, it just seems like things have gone really smoothly in the setup. Every time, there's always a glitch, but it seems like this has gone really smoothly this year.
On some city hall issues, the positions of police chief, HR director, and city attorney have been kind of open for a while. Any word on any of those, and is it unusual for you to take so long to fill these spots?
I think the police chief will have resolution. We'll take something to the commission, probably the second meeting in May. And the HR department, we interviewed some folks last week, and we have one more interview on Monday. And after that, we'll be making a decision. And we have been working with a headhunter with that, so it takes a little longer when you're working with a headhunter, and we want to be careful, want to get the right person.
And on that one, do you need ratification, or you can just do it?
I can just do it.
City attorney?
City attorney, we're getting applications in and we're reviewing them. The same with the IT director.
Oh, right.
The ID director I've been particularly slow on, because I really want to make sure we understand what we need in that position. And we're going through, did an RFP for our new website design, and the RFPs were reviewed yesterday, and we have made an offer to a group out of Fort Lauderdale, or we will be making an offer to redesign our website. So I've been sort of trying to time all of that.
The Palm Harbor Marina, I know, it might have been Commissioner Mitchell who said it on Monday night during that meeting, I guess reminding the people that there's folks at Waterview who feel very strongly about it, but she pointed out that there are hundreds of thousands of people who don't live at Waterview, and that you guys have to look out for everybody and and if everything that they're doing is in the rules, you have to approve it. But having said that, some people seem to have raised some very serious legal issues about the city's role in all of this.
Well, I don't think they really understand what our relationship is with Palm Harbor and Waterview. They were referring back to a lease that was done, I don't know how long ago, in the 90s maybe, but there was an amendment to that lease that they've neglected to consider. And that amendment clearly allows them to build to 74 feet. There's no four-story discussion in that amendment, and I know that came up a couple of times about it has to be 74 feet or 4 stories. There's no 4-story limit. It's 74 feet, or 72. I can never remember the exact number. I think it's 74. So I think they're mistaken. They may have issues between Palm Harbor and the marina, but we don't believe that there are issues. Now, they can sue. Everybody sues everybody, but we don't think they're on. They have strong legal grounds.
You and the commissioners had some issues about things, with the way it's designed, some of the design. You asked them to go back and tweak this and tweak that. But in general, do you support the hotel? You want to see it happen?
They have a right to build something there. And I don't want to reflect on their right to do that. I'm not wild about the garage where it's located. I don't want another garage sitting there on Flagler Drive. In the best of all worlds, I would rather have that open, especially since we're going to be building a hotel at the old City Hall site. I'd love to have that, a hotel at the old City Hall site and the expanse to the waterfront. Maybe, shops or a little restaurant or something there, but in the best of all worlds, I would prefer that not be there. But they have a right to build something there, and they have a lawful application, which we have to consider.
And can you tell us anything more about the old City Hall site?
We're going to be putting out an RFP in probably the next 6 weeks.
Does having the hotel there, is that good for a kind of a density of hotel?
I think it'll be lovely. I think they've got a very nice design. I'm sure it will be highly utilized. And they are great partners. The Chase people are great partners with the city. We benefit from them being there significantly. If I had a magic wand, which I don't, that's not where I'd put a hotel.
Will it hurt your efforts to get a hotel on the City Hall site?
I don't think so. It might be a little bit more of a challenge, but it really is off to the side from the City Hall site view. You can really pretty much see the water from the City Hall site. So I don't think it's going to interrupt the view all of that much.
And can we take another hotel?
Well, we're very under-resourced in hotel rooms. I think I read a study not too long ago that said we needed 2,000 more hotel rooms. So we're not anywhere close to that with the new hotel projections.
Was that for the county? Or
for the city.
For the city.
Speaking of hotels, this convention center hotel, one of the things that's really been kind of a elephant in the room or whatever, is, and it came up during the hotel discussions, is this real serious problem of, you've got people in town for a convention, they're walking from the convention center to the hotel. You want to get them over to City Place, but you've got this gigantic, busy street in the way, and a lot of them are probably going to say, no, I'm not going to mess with it, which of course is not what you want.
Right.
Now, people have brainstormed, tunnel, catwalk, whatever. Well, is there a solution? Is it
Well,
being do?
come to the presentation of Jeff Speck when he comes back to the city. I think he's coming at the end of May to do a presentation for the commission, and that's one of the issues he's addressing, is Okeechobee Boulevard. It's going to take a lot of creativity, but there are ways to address it. And some of the ways are counterintuitive in terms of traffic flow. But he has a lot of good data that shows how narrowing streets, putting parking on the sides of streets continues to allow for traffic flow, but makes a road like Okeechobee Boulevard more pedestrian friendly.
Would you oppose a catwalk or a tunnel?
I'm not wild about the idea of a catwalk and tunnel. Would you have to slosh through water?
It might be high enough you could pull it off. Probably not.
I would rather see us address the street. But, it's going to take some forward thinking on the part of the county in particular. I've sent over a copy of the book, Jeff Speck's book called Walkable Cities. I sent it over to the county, so hopefully they'll read it. And
It's their thing. They'd have to do whatever.
Yeah.
But of course it affects you. You'd love to have all those tourists walking over to City
of course, and so would they. Yeah.
On the subject of hotels, there have been one in discussion on Clematis Street, I think right across from here. Do you have any idea what the status of that is?
I don't.
Was that in that empty, that parking lot and like where Harris?
The parking lot in
was?
Harris, and,
Right here.
yeah.
Let's talk about a hotel.
Yeah, there was a proposal for a boutique hotel
Oh, right.
at the parking lot in Harris. That I have not heard anything about them. They do have some commitment. If they haven't moved forward as of July 1st, they have to re-landscape and redo that whole
They're the
parking
ones
lot.
that got an extension, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, thank you.